Wow, ladies and gents, you know the best way, I know the best way of getting people to watch your series, it's to insult them and piss them off. Jamila Jamil, She-Hulk Titania, has lashed out at men, slamming men again. Just calling everyone a troll, just lashing out, just absolute nonsense. The narcissism, just the sense of entitlement from this dipshit. It's absolutely unreal. And then articles like this that promote it. She-Hulk, attorney at law star Jamila Jamil has smashed down some trolls who recently decided to take aim at She-Hulk. Oh, that's right, because you can't, you're not like, oh, not like your opinion. And you wonder why it's absolute dive bombing. Ratings, viewership, everything. People absolutely hate it. It's trash. Some men are exhausting for women to deal with. But you're what? Don't deal with them, idiot. Anyway, this was just... So, she tweeted this out, right? Waiting for the final episode of She-Hulk, like. Okay? Funny, dumb, stupid post. Right? Obviously just anyone that follows her. Perfectly reasonable. Who's waiting? Perfectly reasonable. Why are so many men so upset? Are you all okay? Right. I mean, what? That's not great. It gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. I am toxic. ? You randomly were rude to me online without knowing me. You are toxic. A woman politely responding to your rudeness is toxic. That's not polite. That's not polite at all. And that's quite rude. Who's waiting is just a question. If you're going to get into the semantics of what's right and wrong, you're going to sit there and say, well, this is polite apparently, and not rude or toxic, but this is? Why? How's that rude? How? You need our show because it highlights your type of behaviour. Some men are exhausting for women to deal with and have no accountability. Oh, goodness me, there's so much to unpack there. You need our show because it highlights your type of behaviour. Well, for starters, this would seem like she's referring to, the individual who basically was just like, look, I'm not interested. Like, who's waiting for this show? You're not entitled to have an opinion on the show now. You need our show because it highlights your type of behaviour. Type of behaviour doing what? No man. No. The thing that this show gets so drastically wrong anyway, and the last episode was so perfect about that, is it looks through dating and social lenses from a feminist perspective. Because most women, right, that whole interaction, when they had all those men, the villains, sitting around going, oh, you shouldn't have replied to him saying that really nice stuff, you just look thirsty. Most guys would love that. But this is that feminist perspective of men are the villains non-stop. No, men don't need that. Because you know what? We literally have it everywhere else in the society at this point in time. And men are fucking sick of it. It's really boring. It's really old now to be lambasted for being a man non-stop. So no, we don't need it. It doesn't highlight anything in the real world. The tiny 0.01% of people, maybe. Sure, okay. But if you're going to say that, then the same can be said for other things. But we can't. You'd cry ists and phobes and bigots and things if we did that. So no. Fuck your accountability. Anyway, Mr. Sandman says, all that build-up of 20-minute episodes for nothing to happen. You won't be seeing a season 2. Or a 2-season Fry. Dude, who cares? I got to live my dream and be in a Marvel project and go to events where I got to meet all my favourite Marvel stars and talk to them about their movies and I got paid. My cup is full, but how is your life going? It was probably quite good, to be fair. And then we're going to pretend like the episode before last didn't just turn your character into a joke even further than it already was. It's a spoof, that's the point. Do you still not understand that 7 episodes in? No, we understand. It's just not good. And then obviously did this. To tweeting this out. The streaming originals. Yeah, no. It's not number 1, guys. It's not. So, I mean, it's so bizarre. It's a weird attitude to have. It's a very strange attitude to have. To lash out so much at people. Like, it's perfectly fair to be like, what? Why are you saying everyone's just toxic? Why are you saying that person was rude to you? They weren't rude to you. That's not rude. Who's waiting isn't rude. That's an honest question. In fact, that's a nice, semi-polite way of stating your distaste for a series. They could have just tweeted you and said, "That's fucking awful." I don't get it. Why does anyone not get their people under control? And then this person's like grovelling. I was just sorry to you and I'm asking for forgiveness from you again. I'll explain that all and I'm not going to explain that to everyone. And you are targeting men for like no reason. And I make mistakes and I make sorry for that. If you check my tweet rather than this tweet. And they said, yeah, you target men. If you said anything to me, it's okay because I make mistakes. But you target men. And I have to say that you're toxic. Because you're being toxic feminist. That's perfect sentiment. And then she says, no, you were rude to me. And I responded asking if you were all okay. As this is strange behaviour. And you called me toxic. Do you not understand how ridiculous you're being? Well, yeah, I mean, if you're saying all men, yeah, that's quite a toxic thing. Or most men. Ah, it's just lunacy. She-Hulk, what an absolute shit heap it really is. And you know what? This is Marvel at the moment, through and through. This is what they're championing. These are the kind of people that they champion. That they want on board. They don't like you anymore. Endgame's done. That was the endgame.